Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome also new subscribers. It's lovely to have you here. Okay, there's a lot of astrology going on at the moment, and I've tried to compile a 2023 picture because there's big changes going on, but I want to speak to the current energy first. Because what the hell? There's a feeling of distance, darkness, confusion, turmoil, as a kind of, it's kind of fogging that single point of light, which you might be already making contact with, but it feels far away. And weird dreams. I've never had dreams like it. Last night, it was like Hades met Buddhism to show me one relationship that I've been in many lifetimes as brother, sister, mother, partner, daughter. Wow. I mean, it's a massive revelation for me this morning. And that's speaking to this karmic wipe. And so what's being taken out of the system is the old voice. It's as simple as that. It's the old voice that, whether it's positive or negative, is a kind of leaning post, has been a leaning post, a go-to. Yeah. And March is going to be huge. And I keep getting 23/3/23. That date keeps coming up. And on March the 23rd this year, Pluto makes a sign change. So that's one of the big changes. Pluto moves into Aquarius, and it's also going to square the nodes. Okay, so Pluto comes into Aquarius. You've got the nodes kind of going at that angle. So it's going to make a T junction. And T junctions are a choice. Do I go that way? Do I go down to Scorpio, the past? Do I go to Taurus, destiny, future? And either have merit. Depends where you are on your path. And so what I am going to aim to do today, a few cards have come out which are speaking beautifully into this current energy. So I'm going to read for Pluto, which is currently at 28 degrees Capricorn. And I'm going to read for Venus, which is at 13 of Aqua. And then I'll bring the cards in. So if I go to Sabians, Pluto, 28 of Cap, 28 degrees of Capricorn, a large aviary. Yes, lots of wings, lots of flapping, lots of noise, lots of twittering. Enhancement of personality by familiarity with spiritual values. So this is the integration and the upliftment. Yeah, I've got emotional ego coming in here. It's the upliftment of that, the freeing of the emotional ego from the old narratives. But that's going to leave us at this T-junction energy of, but I don't have a subconscious pattern for this, so how do I make the choice? And in that, there might be a loneliness, a frustration, a pressure point, an absence, lots of birds. Joying in the significance of things or mental confusion. Joying in the significance of things. So with that, I get, can you see what's right under your nose? I can speak to that. I have Mercury in the first house, so I overthink everything and sometimes miss what's right under my nose, which actually is a face full of joy. Joying in the significance of things or mental confusion. So if we speak to mental confusion, I can tell you with a happy heart that Mercury comes out of retrograde on January the 18th. Okay, so 5 days from now, Mercury comes out of retrograde. And yesterday, the 12th, Mars came out of retrograde. Okay. And so the headline for this reading will be All Planets Direct from the 23rd of January, okay, until March. So January, February, March, last week of January, February and March, all planets direct. So what I was feeling into this morning is this is like the squish point before the star explodes. And so it's soul forge work, does feel Hadean. And it is the compression to change matter. This is how we forge. This is how we uplift the soul and give it its freedom. We have to use our fire to burn away the detritus and the encrusting. Okay, so that's Pluto. Aquarius. So if we go Venus, 13 degrees of Aquarius. A barometer. Vantage point in consciousness whence life may be observed and measured in peace. That's your 0 point. In a retreat of a soul seeking truth. That's going right in. But I don't like it. It feels, yeah. So I'll read that again. 13 of Aquarius, a barometer. Vantage point in consciousness whence life may be observed and measured in peace. In a retreat of a soul seeking truth. This is a collective soul rise. Okay, so the energy is going to be messy for a week or two until we've got all planets going direct. And this is just like sweeping the darkest corner of the room. That's not only got dust and dead spiders in it, it might have dead rodents in it and all sorts of detritus. And that is all echoed by the cards, the first 5 cards that have come out. Okay, so no surprise at all. Scorpio and Pluto. So there's the current. Icky, sticky, beautifully dark, wonderfully cosmic, transformative energy coming in on that 11. And then we have Venus. So the barometer is speaking to the 4. This is the masculine 4. So Venus coming in on the masculine 4. And it's making a choice of what you want to build. So again, that's in the absence of old narratives. Freedom to love. And Mercury coming out of retrograde, reinvention. So there's a freedom here to reinvent the joyness, to reinvent the loveness, to reinvent, go beyond, scare yourself to death. And the North Node, which is in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, Taurus, 4, the structure, Earth. Venus is Venus moves into Pisces. That's interesting. Bear with me. Let me just see where Venus is at the moment. Oh, she's Aqua. So Venus is currently in Aquarius, in the collective, introducing herself. And then she's going to go into Pisces. And I think we have Saturn moves to Pisces this year. Yeah, March the 7th. Saturn enters Pisces. So Venus will be in Pisces until February the 20th. Okay, so we have Scorpio, I transform, Pluto, transformation, leading this reading, supported by Venus and Mercury talking about reinvention in the house of Taurus. So that might be literally a change of home or just making the home more beautiful. The physical body, physical relationships, physical reality, weaving love into that, uplifting it. And letting go. There's a lot of letting go energy. Okay. What is being transformed? Let's go Scorpio and Pluto. What is being transformed? Yeah. Yeah. Again, this is whispering into the aviary. And is it really noisy here to such an extent that you cannot see what's right under your nose? Because what's being transformed is how we relate to abundance. How does that show up in our world? Do we have our eyes just set on money resource? Or do we value relationships, nature, messages? So we're going to be coming out of all retrogrades on that last week of January. And it's really asking you to transform something in your perception of abundance. And those two cards are supported by Venus. Yeah, I'm going to put that right in the middle. I want to speak to Venus. I haven't had a meeting with Venus free from her archetypes, but let's see what we can pull out in this reading. That might be interesting. Yeah. Okay. Let's speak to Venus, please. What is her message in the context of this reading? Yeah, so I was just tapping into a cold energy coming in again, which is speaking about something missing or something hidden systemically. And the first card out. So if we're talking about Scorpio and Pluto, we're definitely talking about drilling right into the rubble to reveal something. And this is talking about Akashic records. So again, it's this big clearing. Silent understanding. What really grabs my attention in this image is the size of her wings. And I get this quiet little sentence, something like, what if they see my wings? What if they see my rainbow body? Well, that would be your challenge, to stand in your personal power. 45 is dissolving. It's the dissolving of that need in the emotional ego to be approved of or validated or liked, all of that stuff. 45 dissolves into the 9 that's there. Return to soul. Brilliant beliefs, luminous life force and personal power. It's coming in with Jupiter. So it's looking like Venus wants us to go within. It looks like Venus is supporting this Scorpio Plutonic energy, encouraging us to plant something new because we're legacy building now. You know, Jupiter has just begun, let me just check, its journey through Aries. Should we just read that 3-degree point for Aries? Jupiter is currently at 254 of Aries. So what if we read 3 degrees of Aries? A cameo profile of a man in the outline of his country. The individual self as an avatar of greater collective reality, as participant in the larger scheme of society or life. Avatar of greater collective whispers to Aquarius. Aries is the house of I, but this is whispering to. So if I picture a silhouette of a man with an outline of his country behind him, then I want to ask, what is my place in the orchestra? Which speaks to Aquarius. Participant in the larger scheme of society or life. This is about finding your place in the group. Finding your place in the group. Whether or not you're met in that. Finding your place in the group because you're standing in your personal power. Planting seeds. Touching earth, so getting grounded. So we're bringing in the transformation. And what's that going to look like? Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. Reinvention. I want to have a look at this North Node card just to see what is here. Talk to me about this North Node life's purpose. It's remembering why you're here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is it. Soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Never understood that sentence. I don't get too attached with that, but this is just the heart center that's coming out with the great severing. Mars, softening to love. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. There's plenty, is what I get. It's like Jupiter's whispering to this, saying, don't worry, there's plenty. There's no lack here. There's no lack of love. There's plenty. Life's purpose, remember who you are. Yeah. I'm going to go to the Oracle deck. His name I can't remember. All of my decks are listed in the description box together with my contact details. Yeah. Wow, this is a really blunt message. Stop lying to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Sing your song. (14.5) seeks personal freedom of expression. There's plenty of love. Truth be told. Rising above the mask. There's plenty of love. There's plenty of love. And it's in here. It's in here. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So I was guided to flip the deck and go to the underlying card, and the underlying card is very shyly face down. It should be faced up. And the underlying energy is chaos and conflict, which is pretty much what it feels like at the moment. I can't get on. Just leave me alone. I want to get on. I got dreams. I got plans. But I'm just flaking away. 33. Oh, higher. Christ consciousness is Christos energy. It's wanting to shake off the detritus. But the detritus might feel safe. Might feel safe to lean back into. Oh, I won't bother because it's that energy. It's almost apathetic. But this is speaking about cleaning up the emotions. That's where we store it's the chaos, conflict, aviary mind, which is whipping up the emotions. Okay. So air and water, bring them to ground. Because there's no place like home. Yeah. I think that's it. I thought this was going to be a big, fat, long reading. But it isn't. I do quickly want to speak to Pluto because Pluto's doing something fabulous. So Pluto moves into Aquarius on March the 23rd. There's at 23. And then it does this beautiful dance. It leaves Aqua and goes retrogrades to Capricorn. Then it goes to Aquarius, then to Cap. Aqua nips into Pisces. Aqua back to Pisces. Into Aqua, Capricorn, Aqua, Capricorn. That journey is from now until 2270. Pluto is a generational planet. Big, big changes. Capricorn, structure, masculine. Aquarius, collective, higher mind, future thinking, inventor mind. So it's touching, it's just dancing from one to the other. A little bit in Pisces, dancing from one to the other. It's a beautiful dance. So definitely legacy transformation here. And I think that's it. Yeah. Let's wrap this up. Yeah. Gosh, big change. The mirrors that we've previously seen ourselves in will be slowly disappearing. leaving us in that delicious overbalancing wobble of we have to turn the mirror back and look within. Sublimate the ego. And what that will bring us in is to that personal authority, autonomy. I make this decision, whatever, because I've removed my attachment to the outcome, my attachment to permanence. That's one of the big things that holds us back. Well, I felt great yesterday. I feel like crap today. Yeah, that's normal. We have an addiction to happy. We have an addiction to permanence. And when permanence becomes impermanent, we wobble and we shake. Because that's the way the psyche has been trained. But the psyche knows that it is nature-based and it ebbs and it flows. Sometimes it shines its sun and sometimes it breaks bridges with violent rain and storm. Ego sublimation. That's beautiful. And wrap it up with an abundance card. Okay, let's wrap this up, please. Okay. Yeah, listen, right, okay. Right, I can show you that. And I can say, divine abundance, and I can remind you about that. Divine abundance, and I can remind you about that. But we have to reach and be deserving of grabbing it and pulling it into our life. We have to open our eyes and let go of any relationship to lack and poverty thinking. It's the old Piscean age. Let go of any martyrdom. So there's work. We have to do work to reach into divine abundance without any question or judgment or shaming or guilting. Because you're more than enough. You were born more than enough. You were born to align with love's will, follow the Tao, and serve something beyond the ego. Ego sublimation, my place in the orchestra. It's really getting out of our own way. Learn to be abundance, not to chase it. Right, this is brilliant. So this is really going to challenge poverty consciousness. Poverty consciousness. I give and I give and I give and I don't get anything in return. Okay. Divine abundance. There is no shortage of love. Okay. So if we give from a loving heart, we give with no attachment to outcome. 1313, the double feminine, the 13-4 is that conflict, is the tension of the conflict. Divinely feminine, it's that cosmic force that wants us to choose. It's not waiting for permission, choose. So yeah, divine abundance will be designed to trigger any darkness within us about all the excuses that we can come up with to say, well, it's coming, it's over there now, it's here. You're it. You're it. What would that do to you? What would that do to you if you became divine abundance rather than chased it? Become it. Live in it. It's a heck of a challenge. Okay, that's beautiful. So that's the beginning of the big changes videos. There will be a few. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to love you and leave you. I wish you a beautiful weekend. Take great care and I'll see you all soon.